Throwback Thursday. It's been a while since I've done one of these videos, and I want to go to Jim Collins' Turning the Flywheel. And for those of you who aren't familiar with the flywheel concept, you can read Good to Great. You can read his, I don't know if you call it a manuscript, whatever his short form book is around turning the flywheel. And there's some great information there. And the key piece around turning the flywheel is doing something so that something next happens, so that something next happens, so that something next happens. And those should continue to build on each other. And with each building next thing, you create momentum, and the flywheel starts to build faster and grow faster. And as Jim Collins would put it, you build your way, your path to greatness. So as you think of the flywheel inside your organization and the kind of customer experiences that you're working through, here are a couple of things that I would suggest that you consider. One is the entry point. So how does somebody enter into the flywheel? What's this step one? And for me, with Catalyst, it's that they go through Find My Catalyst, the podcast. That's how they enter into the flywheel. That's the exposure in. And the thing that should happen next is they should be able to find that nudge, that catalyst to take the next step and start doing the work that they're doing. So they come in, they find information, and then they start putting work into practice. So there's this first part, which is kind of the thinking. Then it's the application, start doing the work. So come in, one, start putting the work in, start thinking about the work. 2, 3, put the work into practice. Then, as they're going to put it into practice, what they're doing is they're leveraging tools and resources to help keep a level of focus, help simplify the work that they're doing. So they see action start to change. So step 4, they start to see change. Then they want to do more of this work. So they expand it out to others. They amplify. Those others come back in and start using the resource. So this is part of the Catalyst flywheel. And I'm still working through components of it. But the whole entry point is I want to get people into content by bringing experts on so that they can think a little bit differently about the work that they're doing. Start figuring out ways to apply that in a simple manner, see change, see speed to impact, and then bring others along with them. And as a group, we all get better as we go through this. And you can go to the African proverb, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Want to go fast, go alone. Want to go far, go together. And then you go to other saying, it's how do you eat an elephant, one bite at a time. We've got to understand what those bites are so that we can get that nudge to start taking a chunk out and start seeing that thing impact. What's the point? So the point is, when you're looking at the experiences that you're creating for your customers, how are you creating experience so that the next logical step is this next area in the process that ultimately helps them lead to success and avoid failure? This is combining a lot of things from Jim Collins relative to the flywheel, Donald Miller relative to building a story brand, playing the role of the guide in the interactions with your customers so that you can help them get into the flywheel and start making the impact that they're looking to make inside their organization. The only way that you can do this really, really well is if you go through, and this is going to be a little bit of Mary Poppins, and you've seen this before in the account planning stuff, but what problem? So what's the problem that we're solving for? Who is impacted? Who has it, who cares about those people, why is it important to solve? What's the business impact of solving or not solving? And if we can't answer those questions, Mary Poppins, then we haven't earned the right to continue to move forward. So once we've answered those questions and we can start to get people into that flywheel motion, then we could start to build momentum, start to see actual change, get real work done. And build our way to greatness. I'm going to go ahead and focus a bit more on the flywheel over the course of the next couple of days and couple of posts that I put out there. If you haven't signed up yet, sign up for the newsletter. I'm going to share models like this and other models that I've implemented inside organizations, process tools, frameworks to help accelerate speed to impact and simplify what we're doing from an execution perspective. Those will be shared in the newsletter, and the newsletter will be published every 2 weeks. The first one goes out on Wednesday next week, on August 31st. Let me know what you think. How are you using models like this, whether it's the flywheel or the Mary Poppins approach up here at the top to determine whether or not I've earned the right to move forward? How are you using those models to improve your ability to execute and accelerate speed to impact? Thanks.